Hello and welcome back to the Sacred Gates here on YouTube. My name is Illura and the Sacred Gates is home to the ancient healing art known as Tayshara. Welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, an even bigger welcome. So today I just wanted to touch on a subject that has been kind of flowing through the collective consciousness, and it's something that I just wanted to address because I've had a couple of clients recently who both have contracted the disease COVID and have been experiencing the ongoing symptoms such as difficulty of breathing. And a lot of us have breathing difficulties for various reasons. Some of it is just because of our lifestyle, the way we sit. I know that when I type a message on my smartphone, my lungs get compressed by my rib cage and my shoulders collapsing, and I have to really be aware of that as I write a message. So simple things like that can actually cause us to experience difficulty in breathing. So many of us at this time are experiencing COVID. Many people have actually contracted this disease and are experiencing difficulty in breathing, which can be really, really scary. It is really scary. And sometimes it's not until you can't breathe easily that you realize that, for most of your life you've been able to breathe easily and you'd really like to keep breathing easily. Thank you very much. And I was an asthmatic from about the age of 10 until the last years of my 30s. And I know what it feels like not to be able to breathe. It's really scary. And I do feel a lot for the people who are experiencing these horrible symptoms of really not being able to breathe very easily. So I wanted to do this podcast on just how we can open ourselves to balancing our relationship with our breath. And so when we work with the breath, whether it's because we have anxiety and we've noticed that when we get anxiety, our breath changes its pattern, and that is not a good pattern. It's a pattern that's contracting and constricting us. Or you have emphysema or asthma, you have COVID, whatever it is, we want to be able to breathe and be able to work with our breath in a harmonious way. So how do we do that? Well, I think one of the things to look at is, what is the breath? Our breath is really the biggest contributor to our existence. Our breath is the greatest contributor to our life energy. And so when we see our breath as our greatest contributor, we may think twice about kind of forcing it to do things, forcing it to pack itself, or forcing it to do certain things, which is what is quite common as techniques are offered, are forcing the breath. Personally, at this time in my practice, and for some time now, I am really interested in really listening to my breath and really allowing it to guide me via listening to it. And my relationship with my breath has changed, and it really was a lot of what healed my asthma. I haven't used Ventolin, these steroidal inhalers. They're in my drawer still, out of date by a few years now, and I haven't used them, which is fantastic. I mean, for anyone out there who's got asthma, if you know what it's like to be taking steroidal inhalers so that you can breathe, it's really awesome not to have to do that. And what happens when we work with our breath is essentially we're working with the element of air. So we have the element of fire and earth, with the element of water and air. And these elements exist in the external world, and they also exist within us. And so when we work with the element of air, we're essentially working with air elementals, and we allow our body to harmonize with this element within our body. And one thing I wanted to talk about briefly is that when we work, just say with our breath, it's quite easy. We're often coming at it from a little bit of an anxious place, and we're like, I've got to work with my breath. It's the patterns aren't good, and so we come at our breath and we're trying to control it, or we bring our fear into it, and the breath is very, very absorbent, very open, and so our emotional body mixes with our breath, and we're trying to make our breath do things, and it becomes kind of, if you've ever had that experience when you're trying to do breath work, it kind of can densify and feel kind of not good quite quickly. And it can put us off from doing breath stuff, And so my advice is to work with the whole body. Yeah. When we work with our whole body, our relationship to air, to oxygen, to breath gets distributed further away just from our mind, which often, if it's a bit rigid, can feel like it's stuck in our head. It also then is dispersed greater than just the lung area, which is often where we hold a lot of emotion, because the heart chakra is there, and the heart chakra lives in the middle dantian, and it gets a bit like emotion and a lot of desire. It's a bit dense. And so when we work with our whole body, not only do we completely feel better, it's more efficient, it's more effective, but it does help mechanically just to distribute our consciousness, our awareness, and of course our breath through our whole body. So even though our foot is not mechanically breathing, there's no lung in there breathing, our whole body does receive oxygen, our whole body does receive air, does process and filter. And in fact, as you may know, our skin is our largest organ, and there's literally pores in our skin which are literally holes to deal with air in some way. I'm not sure exactly how that works in an amazing way, but our skin does breathe. So we want to work with our whole body, and the best way to work with the breath is to be as relaxed as possible. And when we relax our entire system, our whole body, it makes it much easier to then work with issues of breathing that we may have directly with our lungs, you see. So let's just do a little exercise now that'll help us harmonize with the air element, and harmonize through just becoming more conscious and familiar with what is always happening to us every single moment. This is always happening. We're always breathing, and we're always engaging with the element of air. And so this is just a little exercise we'll do together now. Will just help us to bring more awareness and familiarity with what is actually going on anyway, and make it a little bit less subtle, so that you can work with it at a time when you're ready. So wherever you are, unless you're driving, wherever you are right now, sitting or standing or lying down, whether you are outside or inside, it doesn't matter, because air is everywhere. Where you are, there is air everywhere. And right now you are surrounded. You're surrounded. Hands up. No, you're surrounded by air, right? So just allow yourself to become aware of this fact, that you are surrounded by air. And wherever your skin is exposed to air, such as your hands, the top of your hands, or if you're wearing a singlet, or your legs, or it might be your face, I imagine, just allow the air, allow yourself to feel the touch of air on your skin. Can you feel the presence of air? Can you feel the touch of air? I can hear a wind chime in my room, which is also the presence of air. If you can feel the presence of air, then you might be able to feel the touch of air on your skin. Become aware that your whole body is surrounded by air and is absorbing air. Your hair is absorbing the air. Your eyelashes are absorbing the air. Your skin is absorbing the air. Your tongue. You can stick your tongue out. Your tongue is absorbing the air. Your whole body is absorbing and allowing air to be in it. Your eyes are absorbing air. And you can just feel the temperature, the touch, the feel, the presence of air on your skin. This is the element of air. This is the element in its most yin, beautiful, soft, feminine, receptive quality. It's calming, it's soothing, it's nourishing, and it's touching and is present to your entire being throughout the entire day and while you sleep as well. And so that's just a little example of how where the concept and the practice, the ancient practice of whole body breathing or whole pore breathing comes from, is that we work with really what is, the reality of what is, and we just deepen our familiarity with that sacred gate of entering through the sacred gate of breath and through the sacred gate that is the body. So this morning I posted the last guided healing for my first month on Patreon, which has been really rewarding for me, and I've really enjoyed giving to my Patron that I have at the moment on the Sacred Gates on Patreon. And when you become a Patreon to the Sacred Gates, depending on any of the 4 tiers, you will receive a guided healing. And the higher tiers, you can receive 2 guided healings a month plus other benefits. And so just for $4.99 on the first tier, you can receive a guided healing a month. So this weekend I posted a guided healing on whole body breathing and healing, and it is also good for the lungs, and there's some sound frequencies in there that are very, very healing. And I've already had some great feedback from clients who have used these sound frequencies. So please feel free to join the Patreon, to go and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below, and please go and check that out. And if you're not sure about it, you can always sign up, and if you change your mind, you can always end the contract as well. I know I'm like that. It's important that I sign up to things that resonate with me, and then I feel like I can get out of them too. So just to let you know, I understand that, and that you can also have that as a choice if you feel like you no longer want to join, and you can just try it out. And you can also listen if you're not sure. If you're new to this YouTube channel and you're not sure about guided meditations, there is a lot of potential for healing in them. The patron that has been listening and using the guided healings so far has given me excellent feedback of the healing potential with some really exciting results. And it's really great to hear that as the one that is helping to create these guided healings, to get such positive feedback. I believe that there's a lot of potential for healing in guided healings, and that's what my aim is to give to you through Patreon. But if you are unsure, check out the guided healings that I've already posted and kept up on this YouTube channel. You'll find them in all of the flow of videos available there in the channel. And what I'd like to do with YouTube is to soon offer a 3-week focus. So for example, I would like to explore yoga actually, and the Tayshara, more of a Tayshara perspective on yoga, and to offer that over a 3-week period. I also have other focuses I'd like to explore with you. So if you would like to contribute to the content on this channel, you are really welcome to do so. And if it's in alignment with what I can offer, I will really love to hear from you, and also to bring that back to you through the videos. So if you'd like to give your ideas on what you'd like to see a 3-week focus on, that would be fantastic. And if I can do it, then I certainly will. But I'll only know if you let me know. So if there's a topic that you would like me to explore further through the principles of Tayshara, releasing, dissolving, and unbinding, letting go principles, then it could be really worth that for you. So please feel free to let me know through the comments below, or send me an email through thesacredgates.com, the contact form there. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope that you have a beautiful weekend wherever you are, and I look forward to posting the next video to you. The purest light to you. Bye bye for now.